Getting warm.
Yeah, the sun comes out and it warms right up.
Woo. So here we got the brick in. Roy scooped the pile of dirt we had there up against the foundation so we don't fall in it when we're trying to work on the room. And now we need to pull off the siding here, because this here is going to be squared off to make the house look better and look right. So on this house, it's old enough, it was built the balloon style, which means the 2x4s originally came clear down to what we'll call the sill plate. And this house is old enough, it never had block, I'm sure. It just had a wood foundation and the block was added later. And so that's what we're dealing with, is someone came in here and tried to fix the house. I don't know if they knew what they were doing. And the question is, how far do you want to get into the house? And that's what we're discussing now. We want to last until at least only Roy dies. And me, because we don't want to be back over here another 10-15 years. And we are putting up a good siding also. So we want to make it so it's going to last a while. So I think what we plan on doing, taking this lower board out, because like I say, we have a lot of rot here, and when we add this floor in, we want to butt up against this one, and we want to go beyond so we can nail into this to keep this corner nice and solid. So we're probably gonna have to replace this one also. But like I say, how far do you want to go? You just stay tuned and you'll see what we decide to do. But that's a thing about working on these older houses. You don't know if you're opening a can of worms, and how many worms do you want to dump out or put back in the can. Okay, we took the one part off so you can see what we have here. And you can see how rotten this is. And that board that Roy's taking out right now is actually what's holding up this wall. So in other words, possibly the corners are what's holding this up. But that's another thing, another reason why this here is rotting out. There are no vents underneath the house to get airflow, so all the humidity underneath this house is just dry rotting everything. So like I say, if you're gonna open a can of worms, how far do you want to go?
Expect to eat worm soup.
Yeah, you better expect to eat worm soup. That is totally true. Okay, just to let you know that about the can of worms that we have right now. Let me show you over here. If you take a look, this is the subfloor, which is pretty much totally dry rotted. And I think what we're so far planning on doing, there is a 2x6 back there. We're thinking about cutting this floor out as far back as we can reach next to that 2x6. And then we're going to build a box with floor joists coming this way, nail the plywood on top of that, slide it under here, jack it up and nail it to that beam there, and that way we'll have something that's going to hold this wall. Now this 2x4 we also are going to rip out because it's dry rotted, termited, whatever. So we'll probably fix this 2x4 first. It'll be nailed up into place, and then we'll probably come in here and cut that off. And I guess we'll just say, well, sorry about that. I guess we'll just say that Roy and I will pray this house stays up, especially if one of us is underneath there.
The other side stayed up.
It did?
Yeah, I ripped the entire wall out and rebuilt the entire thing, but hey.
Well, there you go.
Stayed up.
So that just shows there are miracles, And I guess we're going to try to do this as right as possible without burning the house down and starting over again like maybe we should. So, but that's another story. We're not going to talk about that right now. So anyway, I guess we'll get back at you once we start doing whatever we're going to do. We don't have our material here for this new project, so I think we're going to wait a while. Anyway, just to show you what Roy's up to here, we are going to, hold on a second, Roy. We're going to put in another vent, and the way to do it is, let me show you over here. I can't see. This one happens to have a crack, so that makes it an easy candidate. But you just hit this stuff and it'll come out. You tap it down, tap it around, and normally you only have to do one side, and this brick will come loose. You can pull it out, and then you can take a vent, slide it into place because all this is gone. And being so these are 2x8s, and we bought 2x6 vents, I'll show you what we do to make them work. So anyway, back at it, Roy. If you want to start chiseling, and what I'm going to do is put this camera away, but this is how we just kind of pop it out of there. Just do it. Yep. Basically cracking.